python that's a three. Una poli indizu Munioya Abakare Mama Daura Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi bu onye du aimo. O meri wone nizu mbiro ya Abakare Mama Daura Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, python that's two. Now python that's a three. Una poli meri Nnamdi.
Inabana Wamiganaru. Ojidanya Madu one them. Ugogeria Konya Lugo. It's on a big Hamma. Mama Biafula Kenengi. Mama Kenengi Lugo. Mama Dika Kenengi Lugo. It's on a big Hamma. FC Kenengi one them. It's on a big Hamma. Asingi to Ajuju. It's on a big Hamma.
And I will pray in the language of heaven because Chukwukikabiama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile Chukwukikabiama bụ onye na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebere ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwe n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla anyị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma ma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezu oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise
Rising sun, we love Hello, my fellow Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of us, depending on your time zone. This is Mazi Ezumezu, aka Nwekwensu. As I welcome you to this wonderful edition, please welcome others. Please, we are live at our various platform. Ikechukwu Umadi Ezumezu. If you are watching us from there, please don't forget to hit your like button and share the program. We also live at Ikechukwu Ezumezu. If you are there listening from us, please endeavor to hit your like button, show some love, and share the program. We also live at Mazi Ezumezu, aka Nwekwensu. As Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu, this page is still okay. This main page. Please follow us. Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. This is the main page. Please follow me, follow us there, share our program, and like. And I want to thank my wonderful people that subscribe in my YouTube. The YouTube is getting momentum. You know, the YouTube, I can see the energy in the YouTube. I thank you for those that subscribe. And please endeavor to share the program and like. And for those of you who have not subscribed, please, it's Ikechukwu Ezumezu. Ikechukwu Ezumezu. Please subscribe and follow us there. It's very important. Tonight's broadcast is going to be hot. Ezoku Chineke. Tonight's program, Ezoku Chineke. And please, I want you to tag San Ezekome. Tag him. You need to explain to Biafrans. I want you to tag Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He needs to explain to Biafrans. In as much that we are not happy the outcome of the court yesterday. But there are a lot of mistake, unprofessional job that Ezekome did not do that leads to the outcome of the judgment yesterday. In as much that we are not happy, in as much we know the zoo are playing all kind of game, to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but we will not give them. We will not give them what? A chance. We will not give them a chance. We will not give them a single chance for that game they want to play. But guess what? Ezekome, San Ezekome, by Ifeanyi Ejiofor, created that room for the zoo to capitalize. So that is why I say tag San Ezekome, that if what I'm selling here is lie, let him come and tell Biafrans. Tag Ifeanyi Ejiofor, if what I will say here today is lie, let him come and do what? Debunk my statement or my lies, because this is why he need about Ezoku Chineke. Ezoku Chineke. Most of us are not we are so down yesterday for the outcome of the judgment. But we remain strong because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Wodogu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Wago, and I Wago. We remain strong and we remain focused. We remain strong and we remain focused. And I say, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be free. He must be free. It doesn't matter. Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be free. He was anything like the devil. He was Sunday. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be free. So for those of you who are watching us, please share the program and hit the like button. It's very important. Share the program, hit the like button. Is very, very important. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be free. He must be free. There's no two ways about it. He must be free. A lot of us are so down the outcome of the court. The outcome of the court yesterday. A lot of us are so down. for the outcome of the court yesterday, but we remain strong. We want to point out the loom that San Ezekome and Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor created for Nigeria for Supreme Court to capitalize on it. We point it out. And if at the end of the day, those of you who are watching want to come in, come in. I will send you a request to come in. But before we proceed, we would like to bring some of the events that took place yesterday at the Supreme Court. We would like to bring some of the events that took place yesterday. It's very important where we bring some of the events. And we will use this opportunity also to thank those that came. We saw Abia State Senator. He was there. We also saw Chief Dan Olasi. He was also there. Remember, he is a political advisor to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chief Dan Olasi. We also saw him there. He was there. So let's go to the first video we're going to play tonight. Let's go to the first video we're going to play tonight.
And defamation of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The charges were later withdrawn by former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and replaced with a fresh 15-count charge bordering on terrorism and membership of a prescribed group. Justice Binta Yaku of the Federal High Court, however, reduced the charges to 7 counts on ground that some of the charges were repeated and did not disclose any offense known to law. The Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal had last year relied on the fact that Kanu was illegally brought into Nigeria, and as such, all actions taken, including the charges filed against him and his trial, were unlawful. However, the appellate court later stopped the execution of its own judgment, which prompted Kanu to approach the Supreme Court in a cross-appeal, challenging some decisions of the appellate court in the judgment delivered in October. The federal government had also approached the Apex Court, challenging the decision of the Court of Appeal in dismissing the charge preferred against the IPOB leader. While delivering judgment in the appeals, the Supreme Court justices ruled that if Kanu wanted to point out issues of illegalities surrounding his trial, he ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision to order his release.
Biafrans, I want you guys to listen and to underline what this man just said, where he said, if Kanu, I want you guys to underline that place. This is the bone of the contention. In as much we are so mad yesterday, in as much we are so sad yesterday about the outcome of the Supreme Court, but there are unprofessional work that Ezekome and the Ejiofor did not do. I want to take it back. I want you guys to underline, because we will come to that and I will explain more to you guys.
Proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision to order his release was based on sentiment. The court, however, condemned the invasion of Kanu's residence while he was still standing trial, and the revocation of his bail, as well as the manner he was brought in.
Let me take it back.
Him and his trial were unlawful. However, the appellate court later stopped the execution of its own judgment, which prompted Kanu to approach the Supreme Court in a cross-appeal, challenging some decisions of the appellate court in the judgment delivered in October. The federal government had also approached the Apex Court, challenging the decision of the Court of Appeal in dismissing the charge preferred against the IPOB leader. While delivering judgment in the appeals, the Supreme Court justices ruled that if Kanu wanted to point out issues of illegalities surrounding his trial, He ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision in his trial, he ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision to order his release legalities surrounding his trial, he ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal. The Supreme Court justices ruled that if Kanu wanted to point out issues of illegalities surrounding his trial, he ought to have done so.
Hold it there. Hold it there. But you up at the Ozbo. Biafrans, I want you to underline here what they said, what the Supreme Court said. If Kanu want to appeal or what appeal, Kanu could have filed how did man put it? What he use? Civil process. I repeat, what the judge said after saying that our leader house was the invasion of our leader's house is not okay, it's unconstitutional. Fine. After the Supreme Court established that it's the other rendition is a law, the way among they brought Mazi and Kanu in Nigeria is unlawful. Okay. After the Supreme Court established that they could have revoked the bail to Mazi and Kanu, okay. But when Supreme Court pronounced all this, all our mind is that why didn't Supreme Court free Mazi and Kanu after they established these 3 points? After they established these 3 points, they guess what? They use what they call technicality to keep our leader in DSS dungeon today, to refer our leader back to federal High Court Abuja. Say if Kanu want to contest about the illegality around the his judgment or around his no, how will I which word will I use? Around this case, he wouldn't have filed what they call civil process. Civil process. I want you guys to underline that because we are coming to this point. We are coming to it. Biafrans, in as much we are not happy, but Ezekome and Balsifan Ejiofor must explain to us why. Why? They must explain to us why. Let's continue. You are a free world shouting that. You are in a free world shouting that Mazi and Kanu, who is in custody of where there must be free, with help from lawyers in the same evil entity called Nigeria. You are only a noisemaker. Freedom is not giving or taking. Speaking like a man who left Nigeria. Tell your followers the truth about Nigeria judiciary system, or almost at perhaps allow Simon Ekpa for saving us from the danger. Solomon Chidubemu Chinedum, you are entitled to your own opinion. I can bring your message up. Why I will bring your message up that it's not insult, you know. If you have applied insult, I will have just kick you out and block you. But let me bring your message up. You are entitled to it. But when times permit me, I will tell you that Simon Ekpa is not doing anything. Like that, Simon Ekpa is just like Obi, Peter Obi. If you don't know, I have my points. But I'm here to be collected. Let me put it again so people can read it down. You know, Simon Ekpa is just like Peter Obi. If you don't know, that is the law. Today, where is P2B? Where is the obedience? Nobody. Where is them? No. So this is the game. Nigeria government have a lot of agents. Some are working for Nigeria government, not knowing they are working for Nigeria government too. Some of us are working for Nigeria government, not knowing that they are working for Nigeria government. If you don't know, so put Simon Ekpa's side away. Today it's not for your own side. Let me tell my fans what really happened. So, dear fans, I want you guys to underline. We all know that Nigeria system is corrupt. We all know that Nigeria government want to demand Mazi and Kanu by all costs in that prison, in DSS. And guess what? Why did appeal court granted that state execution? Is similar thing that what happened here. The reason why the appeal court granted the state execution, which up to today, Barrister Ejiofor refused to come and explain to Biafrans. The reason why the appeal court granted state execution, and he have it here. He refused to. He was going to interview, but he refused, and people refused to ask him that question. Why did Supreme Court granted federal government state execution? Why? It's a simple question, but you guys refuse to ask this question. Bingo. Let's continue because I have a lot to play today. Let's continue. It's very important.
So, by way of civil proceedings, maintain that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision to order his release was based on sentiment. The court, however, condemned the invasion of Kanu's residence while he was still standing trial and the revocation of his bail, as well as the manner he was brought into Nigeria.
We had hoped that it would come our way, but it has gone the other way. It simply means that we have to go back to the High Court and get done with this quickly. We still have hope. We're not in despair. We lose a little time, we still have to go back. That's all it means. But I'm very consoled by what the Supreme Court said, that he ought not to have been treated the way he was treated. His bail ought not to have been revoked. His home ought to have been invaded. All that is a consolation to us.
The Supreme Court has expressly, unequivocally stated clearly that
Biafrans, I want you to find a video. Maybe I will play it. I will wind it back again. What the lead counsel, Chief Kanu Agabi, said. You see, but Ezekome wanted to address the people, but Agabi was not happy. Look at Agabi's face, and what Agabi said, he said they have accepted the judgment of the Supreme Court because Kanu Agabi know what happened, and before they know, they cannot do anything. I'm coming. You can see what Kanu Agabi said. He said they have accepted the judgment of the Supreme Court because remember, he's the most senior lawyer there. The Kanu Agabi. No, he said that they are hoping that it will come their way. But Nigeria government capitalized on that gap. Bam! We're strike here. But all of us are seeing the other side. Why did the judgment is not in favor of us? But it didn't ask yourself, why didn't San Ezekome and Ifeanyi Ejiofor do the needful, what they're supposed to do? Why? Let me take you back to let's hear from our son. Let's hear.
We still have to go back. That's all it means. We had hoped that
the invasion of Kanu's residence while he was still standing trial and the revocation of his bail, as well as the manner he was brought into Nigeria.
We had hoped that it would come our way, but it has gone the other way. It simply means that we have to go back to the High Court and get done with this quickly. We still have hope. We're not in despair. We lose a little time, we still have to go back. That's all it means. But I'm very consoled by what the Supreme Court said.
Therefore, I want you to watch Ezekome. Watch Ezekome. Watch his body language. Look at Ezekome, how he was looking at Agabi. Agabi was not happy. Because Agabi knows the reason why the Supreme Court did not grant Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom. He knows the reason why. Look at Ezekome. And Ezekome knowing what they did, knowing what they're supposed to do, and they did not do it. Today. I said, tag Ezekome. Tag Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Come on, no? We are not fools. We are not fools. In as much that everybody was expecting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody was expecting. And the Supreme Court acknowledged to the point about the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, about the bail condition, the bail revoked, about his house being invaded. Still yet, they did not give freedom to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why? Because Nigerian government is trying to use everything possible, all the arsenal within the position to make sure they keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when they found one, you think they will let him go? The answer is no. The answer is no. So look at Ezekome. Look at Ezekome's face. Ezekome understood that Agabi was not happy because they knew Kanu Agabi. If I will put it to you guys, Kanu Agabi knows full well that the outcome of the Supreme Court will not be in favor. That's why he told you guys that they were hoping. And he said they will go back to the drawing board to do the needful. I'm coming. Even this woman. Now
that he ought not to have been treated the way he was treated. His bail ought not to have been revoked. His home ought to have been invaded. All that is a consolation to us.
The Supreme Court has expressly, unequivocally stated clearly that we don't have the legislation that will vitiate the court from trying a defendant that has committed a crime.
If the Supreme Court condemns all the processes, especially the rendition that brought him back to Nigeria, and you're not asking that he goes back to the Federal High Court for the trial to start, I feel it's a lot of injustice.
The president, riding on this extract from the ruling of the Supreme Court today, can, as the father of the nation, issue a broadcast and then issue knowledge, discontinue the trial and grant him unconditional bail and commence the process for political and political solutions to the matter. So that at the end of the day, every part of Nigeria can come together on that principle of justice, equity, and fairness.
The case has been remitted to the trial court with specific orders. Shibuzo Okezie, EAT News, Abuja.
The Supreme Court's decision to nullify the reactions trailing the judgment of the Court of Appeal that ordered the release of the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, who appeared in court on Friday. Some Nigerians who spoke to AIT advised the federal government to release the detained IPOB leader for peace and stability to return to the southeastern region of Nigeria.
Residents of Enugu State, southeast Nigeria, have called on leaders in the region to intensify their push for a political solution to secure the release of the detained IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Their plea follows Friday's Supreme Court decision, which reversed the Court of Appeal's order terminating his treason trial and ordering that he should be released.
The southeast is on fire. What I would like you to know, there is insecurity that is arising from his detention. So I think we need to explore that.
You also need to look at the future of the nation. These are some of the things that when you consider, you look at a solution that is going to favor the nation. For the nation to move forward, we're going to say, let us let this man go.
In the same vein, Expectations of some residents of Oka in Anambra State, southeast Nigeria, are high as the leader of the outlaw separatist agitation group, the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, appeared in court on Friday. Kanu, since 2021, has been in the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS, and his days in court has always been greeted with a sit-at-home order across the major cities of the southeast region of the country.
Today, we expected that he should be freed, and his freedom was dashed.
Imo residents have been reacting over the Supreme Court's judgment that upheld the federal government's appeal challenging the verdict of the appeal court, which dismissed the charges against Nnamdi Kanu. Speaking in Owerri, the Imo state capital, some residents who shared their thoughts on the development expressed disappointment over the verdict of the Supreme Court.
Whoever that deserves justice should get justice. We are in democracy.
Allow peace reign in southeast here, because many things we are suffering because of that mass detention, which is not the good news. Killing, firing, it's not the good news, Nigerians. Let's have peace here.
The group says some unscrupulous elements are hiding under the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu to cause chaos and insecurity in the southeast.
So my people, get into a former. I told you guys to underline that area. I'm going to bring it back again. You know, as soon as the Supreme Court gave this judgment, just not up to some minutes, China Samuel went on page, start talking nonsense. Starts talking, hey, they want the new, they have brought the new lawyer, but I'm going to come to that, not now. No, please, as you come in, share this program. Make sure you tag Ezekome. Ezekome need to explain to us. Make sure you tag Ifeanyi Ejiofor. They need to explain to us. Now, Biafrans, listen. Listen. The appeal court, the Supreme Court, acknowledge these three facts: the rendition, the revoke of our leader's bail, and the what again? It's three things. It's three things. Just remember me. I forgot. You know, but when I want to say something, a lot of things will go up. The three things that the Supreme Court established, and someone will say that, in as much that the Supreme Court have recognized the extraordinary rendition, the revoke of the bail, and the house being invented, why didn't them allow him to go? Why? But guess what? Me and you know that the Nigerian government is looking for every single opportunity to keep our leader, in prison or in this dungeon. Me and you know that. But why must these lawyers give the room for federal government, for Supreme Court to establish their judgment? The same way Ifeanyi Ejiofor give them rooms for them to establish that state execution of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by taking affidavits in his own case, which Ifeanyi Ejiofor know that is against ethics of the court. And when he was asked, he said that it was Ezekome that told him to do so. Up to today, Ifeanyi Ejiofor have not told us why he took that affidavit in his own case. That is why federal government have that victory, that state execution. Ask but Stephen Ejiofor come and tell Biafra the reason. Now, the same thing play again. Do you know? Okay, let me bring it up. And now Biafrans, look at this. Now, Biafrans, look at this now. You can see where I mark red. This is where the Supreme Court established to deny Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the judgment, because they used the technicality to deny the judgment to award the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because the Supreme Court established, recognized, say that it's unlawful invasion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu home, extraordinary rendition, which is against international criminal international law, and the bail revoke. The Supreme Court said all those things were unlawful, but why they did not give our leader the victory? This is the problem here. Now, I have made it both, but I have to read it through my phone, so I will not make it now. Now, Biafrans, let's take it down. Let's take it down. The lower court had last year rely on the fact that Kanu was illegally brought into Nigeria, and as much all action taken, including the charge filed against him and his trial, were unlawful. Now, look at that place, Mark led. Please read with me, go down with me. The reason victory yesterday. The reason. And Chief Ghana Agabi understood it. And that's why both Ale and Mago, they say they are all welcome the judgment. They want to go back to the drawing board. Now, Beth, I want you guys to see. He said, but the Supreme Court justice ruled that if Kanu wanted to point out the issues of illegality, if Kanu wanted to point out the issue of the illegalities, Solan is trial, he don't have to done of 7 proceeding. 7 proceeding. I repeat, 7 proceeding. Now, ask yourself, what is this 7 proceeding? Dear friends, I want you to ask yourself, what is this 7 proceeding that the judge used? Therefore, what was the 7 proceeding? Let me take it. Let me take it down. Hold on. Now, they said if Kanu wanted to point out of illegality, so land is what? So land is if Kanu want to point out the issues of illegality, so land is trial. He do to have done so by the way of civil proceeding. Now when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Choka Supreme Court recognized that extraordinary edition, both invasion of his house and the revoke of his bail. Now, Mazi Nnamdi could have do what? File what they call civil proceeding. Therefore, ask yourself, what is the civil proceeding? Civil proceeding and everything is what that judgment allowed Ejimako got on Umuahia High Court. That case he won. He also won about that Mazi Nnamdi did not job bail. That is it. He also about the African Union Court, this in Ejimako won. That is it. But in Stefania Jofan Ezekome, they fell. They did not file this civil proceeding into this case in Supreme Court. What I'm saying here, if I'm lying, let them come and explain to Biafrans. Why didn't them apply or fail this civil proceeding? Why? Do you know that Aloy Ejimakor won one case? I'm coming. Do you know that Aloy Ejimakor won case in African Union Court? They refuse to file it. To find out that they did not file other civil proceeding. It was too late. They cannot do anything anymore. They cannot do anything anymore. This we got at Umaya, we got at African Union, and also the court recognized about a standard edition. Why didn't they file this civil proceeding? Why? Ask yourself why. That is why Kanu Agabi was so angry. Go and look at that interview. What Kanu Agabi said? Kanu Agabi said that they are okay with the judgment because Kanu Agabi Sam is not a baby in the law. It's not a baby in the law. He knows. So by the time he came in, it was too late for all those things. Then ask Ezekome, a whole Ezekome, don't file civil proceeding in such a case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why? A whole Ezekome don't file the case of African Union that Onyendu won. Why? A whole Ezekome don't file the case won Umaya. Why? Why didn't they find it? All these are civil proceedings. The Supreme Court is talking about. But some of us, we are so mad that our leader did not got the victory. But we're supposed to also ask, why didn't he got the victory yesterday? Give him this victory. Say, give him. We all know that Nigeria government is looking for a way out. We all know that Nigeria government is looking for a way out to nail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why did this lawyer give this holes to Supreme Court and Nigeria government? Why? And that is why Kanu Agabi told you that they will go back. They will go back to Federal High Court to start to collect everything. And man said that there is still hope. Now, I want to bring up Barrister Aloy Ejimakor interview. Let me bring it up. Because in my program, what we said here, we say the truth and nothing but the truth. Now, let's listen to Barrister Aloy Ejimakor.
Here, who came to court today to show or to demonstrate solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the distinguished senator representing his senatorial constituency. But you see, the ruling today was in part disappointing and in part satisfactory. A lot of people might say it's a bit ambiguous, so I'm going to speak very briefly so that I do not preempt what is going to come out on the registry of the court. We are going to promptly apply for certified true copies of what the justice stated in court today. But some things that he made clear were as follows.
Unanolia, that they are going to apply that civil disobedience, that civil process the Supreme Court lay on it to pass their judgment. Ezekome and the Jofo Ogini Agalagbachi Uzo. Agalagbachi Uzo. They don't want to work with Barrister Ejimako. All the victory, the civil proceeding Ejimako won. They don't want to use it. And this is the same thing Ejimako won. Remember that court he won in Enugu? It's also civil proceeding too. That court he won, that IPOB has been the prescribed, is also civil proceeding. And even when the court will call in appeal court, he will use that court case he won in Enugu and back it up. Akawo. But they refuse to use. They use all his judgment he got, all the judgment he got for IPOB to work with. Or ask me why. You guys will bring enmity and use it to be punishing Mazi and Kanu, and use it to be punishing millions of Biafrans. And use it to be punishing millions of Biafrans. You can also hear even from Tina Sawankita coming on air to castigate the judgment. To castigate the judgment Ejimako got for us at Enugu. Ejimako is a wise counsel. He's a wise counsel. He knew his onions. Instead of him to cut the tree from the top, he go to the root to uproot it. This is what Ejimako is doing. But these guys refuse to work with him. I don't know. I don't know. The kind of heaviness, the kind of jealousness that you when I punish millions of Biafrans and also Onyendu. I don't know how Ezekome can just die too low with Stephen Ejiofor. I don't know. I don't just know. A whole professor in law may make this kind of mistake. This court case yesterday, do you know how many millions of people that are displaced yesterday? Unamayo course on the money yesterday. We are not talking about our leader, Mazi Kanu. Unamayo course to people yesterday. Person like me, on 14th, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep on 14th till on 15th. Now, you guys will use this case. You will use this kind of case to play with Biafrans, and you call yourself a son? You call yourself a son? We need more explanation, because you guys refuse to explain to us about the state execution. What happened? Why appeal court granted that state execution? Now again, Ezekome, you must come and tell us why you guys failed to file civil proceeding. Why? And we got all the judgment there. Why you guys refuse to file it to Supreme Court case? Why? Mazi said because Barrister Stephen Ejiofor won the case. That is why they didn't file it with Supreme Court. They have been fighting. Okay. Yes, Maz, I believe you. I believe you, Maz Cosmos. I believe what you said. You use between the problem you have with Ejimako to punish millions of Biafrans, to punish even our leader. You guys are wicked. Only the wicked. I must be honest with you. You guys are wicked. Only the wicked. You guys are wicked. Now let's continue. Let's continue listening to
Number one, Mazi Nnamdi was enjoying his bail when his house was invaded, and that was wrong. If you recall, we had obtained a judgment in 2022 at the High Court in Abia State, awarding him 1 billion. So this indirectly affirms that judgment. And that the manner of bringing him into Nigeria was also wrong. But despite all of that, the Supreme Court found cause to send this case back to the Federal High Court. And sending it back to the Federal High Court is actually called remission. And when they remit with the instructions. We don't know yet what those instructions are because we don't have certified true copies of the judgment and the judgment order. So in days to come, that will be available and will be made available to the press.
Okay, please, when the judge said appeal and cross appeal, what does it mean?
Well, the government appealed against the discharge granted by the Court of Appeal, and we cross appealed, okay, against the stay of execution granted by the Court of Appeal. So these were the issues. But what came out was that the revocation of his bail was wrong. So this, in fact, has created a basis to further seek his release, through some other means.
So the judge is saying that the trial should continue. What does it mean for your team now?
Well, basically, it's going to continue or it's going to proceed in accordance with the instructions the Supreme Court has issued. And those instructions will be clearer when we get them in writing. So the judge or the Federal High Court judge will have to be restricted within those. It's called a remission. So they have to carry out, the Federal High Court has to carry out the strict instructions of the Supreme Court.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you.
This is the White Council. So I want to ask San Ezekome and Barrister Ejiofor, why didn't them file this civil process? Why didn't they file this civil process to appeal court? In as much as appeal courts have established the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi is unlawful, revoke his bail is unlawful, invasion of his status is unlawful, what else? You might need him with victory. But they use this thing because they are looking for every way around to also hold Mazi Nnamdi. And that's why they leave. Awada was deferred to Federal High Court again. And guess what? Even from Federal High Court, they will from there be judging to appeal court to Supreme Court again. Wasted time. Delay tactics. But some of us, Amala, what happened? And this civil process, we have won all the case. IPOB have won all the case. I love Barrister have won all the case. Even UN, they did not even use UN. They did not even fight the UN too. Can you imagine? And you call yourself a Sam, professor of law? All those civil process is supposed to gather to fight it, and there will not be any way that the Supreme Court will escape. You guys did not fight it, and they use it to nail our leader and ask Mazi Nnamdi to go back to Federal High Court again. You guys are wicked. I don't know this enmity. I don't know. You use because of the enmity to punish millions of Biafran and Mazi Nnamdi. You use because of this enmity, this envy and jealous to punish Biafrans. San Ezekome. You remember I told you that to be very careful with Ejiofor, because you see what you are doing to yourself. You see what you are doing. A whole professor of law, a whole son, don't know that going to Supreme Court, you must have all your arsenal. All your assets, put them together. And that's why when they are granting you interview, Agabi don't allow you to speak. Agabi doesn't allow you to speak because if you have allowed you to speak, he will start telling us stories. And Agabi, as a wise man, he said he accepted the judgment of the Supreme Court that we will have to go back to federal court. That is still hope. And these gullible ones, Chinas and one Keta, we lost to Facebook to start liking junk. 1 million teeth will be. I'm going to upload their videos, but I want you guys to understand the reality, what really happened. Now, let me take it. Let me take it up again. Let me bring it up again.
And the formation of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The charges were later withdrawn by former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and replaced with a fresh 15-count charge bordering on terrorism and membership of a prescribed group. Justice Binta Yaku of the Federal High Court, however, reduced the charges to 7 counts on ground that some of the charges were repeated and did not disclose any offense known to law. The Abuja division of the Court of Appeal had last year relied on the fact that Kanu was illegally brought into Nigeria, and as such, all actions taken, including the charges filed against him and his trial, were unlawful. However, the appellate court later stopped the execution of its own judgment, which prompted Kanu to approach the Supreme Court in a cross-appeal, challenging some decisions of the appellate court in the judgment delivered in October. The federal government had also approached the Apex Court, challenging the decision of the Court of Appeal in dismissing the charge preferred against the IPOB leader. While delivering judgment in the appeals, the Supreme Court justices ruled that if Kanu wanted to point out issues of illegalities surrounding his trial, he ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation, and as such, the decision to order his release was based on his trial. He ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation. In judgment in the appeals, the Supreme Court justices ruled that if Kanu wanted to point out issues of illegalities surrounding his trial, he ought to have done so by way of civil proceedings, maintaining that annulling the charge through a criminal appeal is not backed by legislation.
Una anolia now. Una anolia that if Kanu want to point out the illegal activities surrounded his trial, he could have filed civil proceeding. Now, I want you guys to ask Barrister Ezekomen. Ask Barrister Ejiofor, why didn't they file this civil proceeding? Why? And we have won all those courts, all those judgments. Guess what? Just because Alhaji Mako won all those cases. Not because Alhaji Mako won all those cases. That's why he did not file this civil proceeding. And you think that you will have your way. You think that you will have your way. And you know that you are facing Supreme Court. San Ezeko may know that he's facing Supreme Court. Because Supreme Court is not a newcomer to Supreme Court. Why must San Ezeko decided to roll with Ifeanyi Ejiofor in this issue? The African Union judgment, which is very, very important in this issue, very, very important, very, very crucial in this issue. They did not file it in this case. They did not even file it to Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, Onyendu is so bitter about. They did not even file this one at all. This African Union case. They did not even, and that case could have been more better. Far better. They did not even, the African Union, they did not even file it. And about the UN, the working committee, they did not. Because all those all those judgments, it was allowed Marco, and they refused to fight this civil disobedience process. I mean to say. Now, I want you guys to see how Agabi reacts.
And as such, the decision to order his release was based on sentiment. The court, however, condemned the invasion of Kanu's residence while he was still standing trial and the revocation of his bail, as well as the manner he was brought into Nigeria.
We had hoped that it would come our way, but it has gone the other way. It simply means that we have to go back to the High Court and get done with this quickly. We still have hope. We're not in despair. We lose a little time, we still have to go back. That's all it means. But I'm very consoled by what the Supreme Court said, that he ought not to have been treated the way he was treated. His bail ought not to have been revoked. His home ought to have been invaded. All that is a consolation to us.
The Supreme Court has expressly, unequivocally stated clearly.
So, I hope you guys understood it. Kanu Agabi said, Chief Kanu Asabi-san say they have to go back to Federal High Court to start again. That's all hope is not lost. So ask Ezekome, why didn't they file this in Supreme Court? Civil disobedience, that we have won the cases. Why? Why going back again to Federal High Court? From Federal High Court to the Appeal Court. You know, when going back to Federal High Court to the Appeal Court, they will more money for them. More money for them and more calamity in our land. More money to Baristefan Ejiofor, more calamity in our land. More money to San Ezekome, more calamity in our land. Ezekome, they paid $90,000 And I said it. If we deny it, we bring the evidence, everything is there. It's there. So, dear fans, I want to enter to another topic. So, in as much that we are not happy, we are not happy to what happened. Let's also point out what leads to the judgment of our leader by Supreme Court letting him to go. In as much that me and you are not happy, let's also know what caused the fire. Don't always be lamenting what the fire destroyed, but ask yourself what caused the fire. Don't always be beating yourself about what the house destroyed by fire, but what caused the fire? You need to cause the fire. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves that question. But ask yourself, give the cause of the fire. Give the cause of the let's ask ourselves. I want to bring a video from Chief Dan Ulasi. He was also in court.
The commentaries of most Nigerians, there is now a process of judicial rascality. Because if the Supreme Court condemns all the processes, especially the rendition that brought him back to Nigeria, and you're not asking that he goes back to the Federal High Court for the trial to start, I feel it's a lot of injustice. It's a lot of injustice in all forms of jurisprudence. So all I will say that we just leave it in the hands of God at the end of the day. How can somebody... It's difficult to make a comment because when you listen to the judgment when it started, it was clear that they accepted the illegality committed by the federal government of Nigeria in all aspects of it. And yet you went on to this, to remove the judgment of the appeal courts because of lack of jurisdiction, which they learned about the lower court. I don't think that is fairness in any consideration, but they say that they are final because it's the Supreme Court. They are also infallible because it is the final court because of lack of jurisdiction, which they learned about the lower court. I don't think that is fairness in any consideration, but they say that they are final because it's the Supreme Court. Of it. And yet you went on to this, to remove the judgment of the appeal courts because of lack of jurisdiction, which they learned about the lower court. I don't think that is fairness in any consideration, but they say that they are final because it's the Supreme Court. They are also infallible because it is the final court of the land. So we'll go back to the Federal High Court and hopefully we'll probably request that a bail is granted at that level. So for me, it's a win-win affair. At least something has seriously started, and I hope that the process at the Federal High Court will be, that will be expedited so that the young man can come and be useful to society. But the only unfortunate thing is that the insecurity in Nigeria, and especially in the southeast, will be worsened off because people don't believe what is happening in this country anymore. So if the Supreme Court of Nigeria is not even looking at the implications of what is going on. Boko Haram is on, bandits are on, IPOD is on. So where is the country that we're all looking forward to? May God bless this country. Thank you very much. Sorry? For those who don't know, your name for the camera.
So I understood what Chief Dan said. It's so annoying. After recognizing this fact, after recognizing these three facts about extraordinary rendition, which is against international law, invasion of his house, revocation of his bed, but just because of this civil proceeding, Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Zekome refuse to fight that caused all this. That caused all this, and knowing full well that the federal government, they are all looking for a way to keep Mazi and Kanu inside. They refuse to file the African Union judgment we got, which is very powerful. They refuse to fight it. They refuse again the Umaya High Court that if I of the White Council, Ejimako won. They refuse that. Even the one they got in the league, they refuse to fight it too. But most of us who are not learned, we don't know. Because we are not learned. The law. We are not professor in law. We are not learned persons the way they call themselves. That is why Chief Gani Asabi was so sad. Look at his face. He did not give Ezekiel a chance to talk. He take the microphone from him and said that they have accepted the judgment, that they are going back. There is still hope. Because if you are giving Ezekiel a chance to talk, he will start narrating. Chief Kanu Agabi, we understood your feelings. The same thing with everybody, both me here. Let's also listen to the Senate, a senator from Abia State.
I'm Chief Dan Olasi. And an Igbo small statesman. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, my name is Right Honorable Obi Agocha, representing the good people of Iguano, Umuahia North, Umuahia South Federal Constituency of Abia State. I am the direct representative to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's indeed a very sad day today. If you looked at the judgment, the court was showed empathy in the way the rendition was conducted, the torture, the treatment meted out to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's just a technical matter, just like the councils for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has stated. But I'm sure they are going back to the drawing board, starting again from the High Court all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is sympathetic to the plight of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I believe there's hope at the end of the tunnel. Thank you very much.
This is what we are saying then, that this longer ahead with Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Aloy Ejimakor will cause us a lot of things. Today, Oka Court here. Why would Ifeanyi Ejiofor refuse to work with Aloy Ejimakor? And guess what? 5 days to our leader's court case. Ifeanyi Ejiofor know that he will grant interview to criticize Aloy Ejimakor. 5 days to this court. He went and grant interview to change the narrative. 5 days. And guess what? If this barrister Aloy Ejimakor reply him? No. He claimed that barrister Aloy Ejimakor is working with Sir Emeka Offor, of which barrister Aloy Ejimakor is not working with Sir Emeka Offor, he's working with Dr. Emeka Offor. It's not the same person. But he come on air to blackmail, to lie. But what pains me so much? Why would Ezekome dance this dance with Ifeanyi Ejiofor? Ezekome, a professor of law, knowing that he's facing Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, that any single mistake, either from Grand Zero or your own is finished, praying with emotion, millions of emotion, praying with our leader's life. The civil proceeding is there. Why would Ezekome fight this thing? Therefore, you guys must ask Ezekome. Go to his Twitter handle. Ask him, why must he not fight this civil disobedience? We must ask Ezekome. He must explain this to us. He must explain this to Biafrans. Why he refused to fight this civil proceeding. And we have it. African Union judgment, Umaya judgment, both Enugu, even UN. Why? Biafrans, I will stop at this. You guys know me. I don't know how to paint issues so that it will sound so good in your ear. I told you guys I'm not a broadcaster. I am never a broadcaster. I'm not going to say broadcast, but I am here for justice. I am here for justice. I started bringing myself upline because of the injustice I see. I cannot withstand it. See an innocent people being destroyed for nothing. See an innocent people being destroyed for nothing. I don't know how to paint issues. I don't even know how to speak in English. But whatever the professor you are, you must get my message. You must understand my message. And when I pass my message on this my little platform, you must get direct to you. He must get to you. This is a promise. He must get to you. He must get to you. And that tells you that, you see, federal government don't want peace in Southeast. When I told you guys that the federal government loves this sit at home, they want us to destroy ourselves. It doesn't concern them. This is what they want. If they did not succeed in 67, that we should terminate ourselves. They want to terminate us, and at the end of the day, Chukwu Kikabiama was on our side. They think if they have a second chance, they will not see it to come to reality. Federal government don't care If like put sit at home from Monday to Friday to 6 months, they don't care. This is what they want. I always told you guys. That's why I told you guys Simon Ekpa is just like P2B. But maybe today is not for his topic. Today is not for Simon Ekpa's topic. I told him, if you want us to take you serious, go and attack oil installators in our land, in Abia State, in Anambra State, in Imo State. Go and attack there and shut it down. Attack it and shut it down. Then let's see. But guess what? Go and watch his press release, last one. At the end of the day, he liked it in the end. He said that he advised all the oil installation to shut down. No. All you have to do, go and shut it down. He's getting my message. But today is not his topic. Look at P2B. All those obedience. What happened? When I can't make obedience today. That is the same way someone else want to tell if you guys don't know. But I want him to prove me wrong. If what I'm saying is wrong, prove what Mazi is wrong. Yes. All those things you see, Chief of Defense Staff, someone being sponsored by this, they know all those things are propaganda. Propaganda, politics. They want to promote him to have everything. At the end of the day, he will no longer talk about Biafra anymore. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be there, will be there and refusing every single thing they promise him, that man being there, he will not respect him because he's the only man that is tested and trusted. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only man that is tested and trusted in this struggle. Everybody is a suspect, including me. Is a suspect in this struggle. But only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You want to use him to compare Simon Ekpa, who have never stepped his foot in Biafra land, who have never stepped his foot even in cell. Come can say this side. Talking of underground cell. They asked him in this program, will you go to Nigeria? He said no, he was afraid to die. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you that he's ready to die. Either he get this Biafra or he die fighting, getting it. Today it's not for Simon Ekpa. I don't want to talk about Simon Ekpa here. It's the God of Solomon that talk about this. I don't want to talk about Simon Ekpa issue here today. Let me talk on that topic. Now, as soon as this judgment, they give the judgment, China Samuel Kita go to his post. Look at what I forgot to put it down. This is Chinasa. This is Chinasa. See, they have brought their new son, and now they have released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is all they want. I sack this. I sack this lawyer. I sack that. This is from Chinasa. This is from Chinasa. Chineke ya akpọ ọkụ. Asị Chineke ya akpụ ya ọkụ. Wa Chinasa nwa olu. Chineke ya akpọ gị ọkụ ka m na-agwa gị. Chineke ya akpọ gị ọkụ. Chineke ya akpọ gị ọkụ. After this judgment, it's not some minutes. He went to his Twitter to write this garbage. At least you guys have heard from Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor telling you that it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that bring a new son, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have the right to bring a lawyer of his choice. But you can see this man. Only that spirit, that feelings of denying us this judgment. Nonsense. Common sense. But the same Ifeanyi Ejiofor told you that even this new son is an elderly statesman, a man that was well respected. Ifeanyi Ejiofor say it. I have posted it, And the man was so afraid. He was so bitter, I mean to say. He was so bitter with his comment. You can see it on his face. And the man said he accepted the judgment. Because he cannot pray with a son. Do you know the man? He have been to the system, to the Nigerian system. He knows what is going on there. He knows. You don't need to waste time. But see, yes, I accepted it. We are going back to the drawing board to get it done. Nonsense. And yesterday we saw videos of our gallant men, Eastern Security Network. China Sanwo posted and everything. We saw it. It was trending. You guys know, I have no problem with anyone that lays up gun to defend Biafra land. Whether you are in Samonepa camp, you are in China Sanwo camp, you are in another camp. No, I have no problem. I am praying for you because it's not easy for you to take up that arm and say that you want to defend the land. Or really easy. I'm praying for you. Irrespective of those that you are working under, because maybe it's what they say to you. Okay, this person is not good. This person is not good, because in this struggle, a lot of black men in this struggle. So for the gallant men on ground, I am praying for you guys. It doesn't matter any party you belong to, even as much as you are with your heart that you are fighting to defend Biafra. And I always told you guys, don't Ibu na one nego. Ibu kwena one negu. No matter the camp you belong to, Ibu kwena one negu. Obala kofunani balu too much. Or that a lot of people na funa more or na anu akwa more no yama na obala. More na eba no self far away from Biafra land. Still yet anu di akwa di obala na ebe. Obala akwa fugo. Unu mara obala akwa fugo na ana Biafra. In fact, unu mara obala akwa fugo. Over Facebook now, all those things. Now block people from posting this in. Because when Facebook started all those things, I thought I was so angry. But now I can see the reason. And I can see the advantage. I want a Facebook may chance create accept to be posting all those things. One day, only some of us are close to Facebook, from out of Facebook. One now of Gobala. Of Gobala na Igbo. Igbo's the mad one way there were on an Igbo. I'm a wound eziokwu, and that is why I refuse to talk about men on ground or to bring them on my little platform. Contacted the number of people, but I refuse. I want to obey the instruction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said nobody should talk to our men on ground. A lot of all those problems that our men on ground are having is we that's outside are causing it. Anyone outside na cause problem. Those people not on ground they went today. Anyone which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu one lie that nobody. And again, this Chinas and one kita. When you say no, this is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't allow him to speak on air. Because this guy is done. Only I want to off your cobo. Chinas and one kita want off your cobo. How more Mazi's making the quick and work when soon. As I'm not like Chinas and one kitabo. Now, Chinas and one kita listed. All that name my if I know this man. Okay, listen. All one of these Chinas and world no Milan near for where. When this man on ground, right? When those people can under his command. And let me tell you guys, when they capital for one day. Also men on ground, no under somebody too. But they are not on media. But they are there. The fact is that we don't know even na Biafra. All you see from Kesamon Ekpa, if nke Chinasa Nwodu na control. Oh, when can always not control, I can fly. But these men are there too. Ask yourself, go and watch the video when Onye Mazi and Kanu assembling our men on ground. On our Madone, or that number of people going have new today. How can we men not underground actually put an illegal? Actually, they don't want to come on illegal. They are still obeying that 100% this thing. They are not under China Sanwo-Olu, but they are under somebody else. The fact is that Igbo and IPOB need to choose this for our men on ground. No, this camp, no, this camp. You must put them in prayer and pray for them not to have problem. Because if they have problem, before anyone will say teacher, I could see when they are when they do the before I balata. Before I balata, I could see when they know and they do the before I balata. And if you're on this side, you know, going in car, you going in car. Can that name or who no can the one league? Kakapunka book and be, Kakam be book and car. Getting that name, all the moon they go one league, but 7 league. Malone Ife. That's Mono Malife. Now, let's go to this 1 million teeth. 1 million teeth. I'm not for 1 million teeth. Chineke ya kpoko. Tag 1 million teeth Metusela. Tag him on this program. Chineke kpọ ya ọkụ. Bob no na-akụ inyo. Bob na so you want na akọ bụ nonsense. Na-akụ inyo. Inyo Julian. Na-akụ inyo. Listen to him. Can I get the answer? I know of your 1 million teeth.
In no distant time. Men are converging, and we also have our job to do. We are not going to rest. We have to do our own job and let others do their job. Our job is to make sure we continue carrying many of you along on what is going on. But the message is going to be different. It is no more exposition. We are no more here to muscle power. Kanu and the brother and the family also need to be looked into. This struggle is not a family business. The people of goodwill have lost their life on the course of this struggle.
Chineke kpọrọ ọkụ. Asị m Chineke kpọrọ ọkụ 1 million teeth. Chineke kpọrọ ọkụ there. People have lost their life. People have their life. No? Any member of your family lost in this struggle. And any member of your family lost in this struggle. You want to compare yourself to family of our leader that have lost even their cousin, have lost their parents. Yesterday, nonsense. This is not time for exposition. Fine and good. Go underground. Let your actions speak. Let your actions speak. That is why because all that this is not time to yab on Facebook. Whatever thing is your email. Oh, zip your mouth in name and now for this the action. And now for the action not confirm. And now for the action not confirm. But if you just in our key, family of Mazi and Kanu, I have to be no. Chineke kpọrọ ọkụ ka nna gwa m Chineke kpọrọ ọkụ. Chineke kpọrọ ọkụ. Ka ị na-akọla ebe our leader family nọ. You see, these men, I hope you guys can remember when these gullible men and women are saying that Kanu should be expelled. Okay, when they did that nonsense letter from Germany, from expert national coordinator. Still yet, you guys are still talking about Kanu because you know my own name. Because you know my Kanu will dogu. You know my will dogu. Old man, he never allow you guys to accept. All what is Kanu fighting? Obey instruction of Mazi and Kanu and obey the code of conduct. Simple, these two things. And this is what I'm fighting for. You put in our common sense that this is not time for exposition. Then go on the ground and start doing. Let your work speak. Let your work speak. Open it up, I see on. No. After all, Chinas and Wankata have made up their mind. He said it that they have made up their mind that if the outcome of on 15th judgment that only is not released, they will keep on firing. Or that firing keep up that about to stand. Let your action speak. Chika Polidusem said that the door have closed. Okay, let the action speak. That's let it be. I told you guys, nobody will say that he's the one that released Mazi and Kanu. No, nobody will say it. Also, what Mazi and Kanu is doing now is the fight. Is the fight. What is doing? What you are seeing going on now is the fight. The moment Mazi can step out, one Biafra. Let's continue listening to this 1 million teach.
Men and women, especially fathers and mothers. Some of us today are motherless and fatherless because of this movement, which we are not regretting. But what we cannot condone is to begin to allow the family of Mazi and Nnamdi, especially their brother, to begin to toy with the blood of innocent souls. The leadership of this struggle must sit up to do your job very well. If you cannot put these things in order, you resign. Nnamdi Talker. This is no time for blame game. This is no time for lamentation. Anybody that is lamenting is a coward. And anybody that is laying blame on someone at this stage we are is also a coward. Go and ask those who have seeking to be free. Go and ask those who have tested. You don't blame anybody, you do the right thing. The Ajo case, some people took it like a family business. I don't care what people are saying. Yeah, it is me. If you are not courageous enough as a leader to now, we know them. We know a lot of leaders in this struggle. Who just know inside without doing anything. Okay, Amanda this struggle. If you have a church mind, if you have somebody that is into religion, give way. This stage is not your own stage. I know what I'm telling you is an advice, but some of you will take it as if it's an arrogance. It has nothing to do with arrogance. The stage that we are now is not a stage of sentiment. I know a lot of those in the struggle who have been doing marvelously job in this struggle. They are not sleeping. Every time they are wondered. They are bothered about what is going on. Now, I know secrecy is the key. And I want to still thank the leadership of this struggle to manage their conflict within themselves. No any organization today you don't have on misunderstanding. And
yeah, for those that are watching me, for those that want to come in, if you want to come in, the link is there. You can come in with the link. And Mazi Lakus, I've sent the link. No? Come in. Let's continue.
My happiness is that after the misunderstanding, it will be resolved. Kanu and the brother has been Muslim power on the issue of this movement. And I know how many of you are enjoying it. There's an insult on the face of the struggle. because in the past, it seems as if this struggle is bestowed on the head of one man. And that is why you see things is going the way it is going today. And irrespective of that, I still hold many of you at high esteem for being calm for many years now. And allow the brothers of be rascaling himself from one place to another. Muslim power, dragging lawyer. When IPOB organized lawyer to represent our leader, they will go and begin to bring another lawyer from nowhere. Now, they have gotten what they wanted. And now they
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Biafrans, you know, you can see the way they are ranting. Lamentation every day. Lamentation every day. Lamentation every day. No? When we told you guys there's a new sheriff in time, that's a new son, a new lawyer. When we told you guys that there's a new legal counsel, that is why lamentation to a yeah, boy, see na transformer. 1 million teeth Methuselah. Yeah, boy, see na transformer. Yeah, boy, see na transformer. Because your own, you always brag. Or people will know. You're bragging all the too much. You always just you bragging where you go on. Bragging you go on. At the end of the day, nothing. So, Becca, you guys remember when I told you guys that even these cabals, they are having problem among themselves. That's not the happy that when they have problem, they resolve. And you know, and they have not resolved it 100%. They are still happy because they created an account. Chukwudo Former is managing Australia account. Tony Ezumike, the South Africa account, welfare. Chika Paul Edozie man house na Albania. The Germany account they open. They have problem. I told you guys, okay, let me take it back. Can I take it back?
free. Can ask those who have tested uprising in one way or the other. You don't blame anybody, you do the right thing. Their job will be speaking for you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case. Some people took it like a family business. Some people take it like, oh, he's my brother. He's my brother. I don't care what people are saying. Yeah, it is me. If you are not courageous enough as a leader to speak the truth to the authority, you got one side. We know them. We know a lot of leaders in this struggle that are not sleeping. I am not playing down how their break light. Just no inside without doing anything. Okay, Amanda wonder at this struggle. If you have a church mind, if you have somebody that is into religion, give way. This stage is not your own stage. I know what I'm telling you, it's an advice, but some of you will take it as if it's an arrogance. It has nothing to do with arrogance. The stage that we are now is not a stage of cement. Who's in struggle, who have been doing marvelously job in this struggle. They are not sleeping. Every time they are wondered. They are bothered about what is going on. Now, I know secrecy is the key. And I want to still thank the leadership of this struggle to manage their conflict within themselves. No any organization today you don't have on misunderstanding. And my happiness is that after the misunderstanding, it will be resolved. Kanu and the brother has been Muslim power on the issue of this movement. And I know
there is no any organization that don't have misunderstanding. I told you guys, among the cabal, they have a problem. And even that problem is not well solved up to today. But even from my platform, one day I got back 100% shock. 100% shock. So when I say things, I like to say this with evidence, and I bring evidence, and I bring evidence before you guys. Whatever I said here is fact. I don't know how to paint issues. I'm not going to paint to Oku. I'm not a broadcaster before, but I'm just there for justice. So, Mazi and Mekenego, good evening from here. You know, please can you introduce yourself to Biafra, please?
Mazi, good evening. All hail Biafra. IPOB, one big family. IPOB, one big family, IPOB. Yes, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, Biafrans, fellow IPOB, lovers of freedom, people of goodwill and conscience. Yeah, I decided not to say a word since Friday because when you started that your program, I'm just coming in now. I'll be going out tomorrow. Maybe from Monday, that's when I will be around. And then I'm going to say one or two things. For me, whatever that happened has happened. I know I would have said it that night, but I decided not to say a word. You can say that this matter, both the politicians has key into it, and the people who refuse to do their job because I don't know their aim and their ambition, because I've listened to every single thing, all the interview they have been granted. Remember, they do grant interview before time, which means they know and they are working with that zoo government. And but unfortunately, Ifeanyi Ejiofor has told his fellow gang up that the son was brought by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a very good testimony and witness, he said. I applaud him to that. I don't just listen to Chinasa Nwori. Chinasa Nwori is not a member of IPOB. No matter how somebody might see it, Chinasa Nwori is not a member of IPOB. So they can be ranting, talking rubbish, insulting anybody, just like the guy you just mentioned. I don't want to be calling them names because I know what they are doing is damage control. Their intention that Mazi Nnamdi can let them see. But they should understand now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is controlling IPOB right from there. And that is what I'm saying, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must control IPOB from, they said, because of their stupidity and their madness, they want to weaken Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and make sure that, and the man know what he's doing. They say God sent him. That's where he said God sent him. He know what he's doing. And thank God he has a siblings who understand this game. And they started with him on this game. Not an intruder, like Chinasa Nwori is an intruder. Which is Methuselah, is an intruder. That is their intention is to be causing uprising, like I see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to be doing what they are doing. Whatever they are doing, they know it's best to know. Whatever or from my own find out and from my own understanding is that they want to weaken Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What happened to Wazirike? That's the tactics they want to use. They have applied it in all identification. by launching war against Mazi and the Kanu siblings, which this animal have want to start again. But um, unfortunately, their game is over and they don't know now. They want to start from drawing board. Every single thing they meant to use for this case, they didn't apply it. Instead, they were there looking for fault, because they were playing with romancing with the zoo government, and that is where now Mazinan Kara is Uras is there, his senator is there. Everybody has got. Then they want to see how this thing started, and from there the judgment. And then when that judgment comes, then Nigerian government had to give us the referendum. Mazinan Kara is asking. There is no two ways about that. We are here doing our little best we can because there is nothing we cannot live with Fulanis. So bringing everybody, calling Chinas or calling inconsequential people who are inconsequential, who their intention is that they will carry out their they will carry out their action in order to achieve their objectives. But unfortunately, we are here. We will not allow that to happen. So China Sawuru can go on air and be talking rubbish. Oh, is inconsequential somebody as long as I'm concerned. Methuselah is an inconsequential as long as I'm concerned. Mazen Nnamdi and his siblings are they want to go back now. Those judgments from everywhere now, they will apply it and they put them in place. Say, this court said to this court said to this. And the same court are all the same court that is in the same country. This is Supreme Court. This is court of appeal court. It's appeal court. After appeal court is Supreme Court. They are all court of appeal court. And that is where all these things happen. This things did not happen to Abuja. It happened to Umaya and Enugu. So the truth about that is that if I don't want to call the Zokoma, if I and his group of criminals, they just want to dent the name of Ozokemi. So they know what they are doing, but unfortunately, only Haman and Kati. So there is no way we can allow that nonsense to continue. So what happened is that, well, let's take it like that. So we don't want to be Patohim, so because of Abra, all the noise making, causing of all these things that is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who cause it, or because of them, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, sit at home, cancel, they refuse it. That's the action, and that is where it's leading us. And the whole world has seen it. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never call for uprising in Ali. They say Ali will do and be at camp. So his word is and they say the point gone on him. He was in confinement. He was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said is not. He was forced. Look at somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, somebody that will be forced to talk or to take action. I don't think that person, I'm not knowing Nnamdi Kanu, but he's a man of place. So, so the truth about that is that we will get everything done. So, I got the Panako, Nakupo, my Ajako, and Apa Africa. I make one analyze by the made a little we can. So, China Sawu and his group of criminals. Avnam Gijo to keep very best as a talent for today, make noise. I actually ended you as this and that. We praise him for what? Let him achieve. Now him find a job. What have they achieved? For him, wrong guy not punish Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the other hand, very good way. So idiot don't like it. Anyway, that nonsense, I'm not going to say that we pay, they will suffer it. So I try to get a let came with that chance speechless. I didn't know. Say because I'm asked my program, but by the grace of God, tomorrow I'll come on air tomorrow. About half an hour for coming back by this time. When I'm coming on the way, I will be making that program until I come in. Then I finish it. So what happened is that it's an orchestrated plan. They are working with their zoo government in order to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still remain. But now the court has said go back from the drawing board. Now, when they go from the drawing board, that was mistake. Then everything now they will bring every single thing, and they lament. They will bring it now, and that is where by Eunasa Ugochi, the House of Rep was there, Senator not there. So I've heard everything everybody is saying, but if I hear your phone, it's just a always disgrace and a disappointment in the history of mankind. That guy. So bad.
Yeah, Maz, are you in an even?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, your contribute the audio okay, but only one that I would disagree with you. No, when you say that we should leave Ezekome aside, I disagree with you on that. Before the chief Agabi San came in as a lead counsel. Who is the lead counsel? Is it not Ezekome? It's Ezekome.
Yes.
You know, and who is in charge then before Agabi? It's Ezekome. All the documents they sent to Supreme Court, who sent it? This is through Office of Ezekome. So if you say we should leave Ezekome out of it, no, I don't buy that idea. Because Ezekome, as a professor of the law.
Listen what I said, that Ezekome is acting on behalf of Lady. That's why they say they have Ezekome. When you give them no Ifeanyi, or Ifeanyi, Nande when he's a new dog is white or dog is useless. Dog is useless. Only give them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. For me, both of them, mostly Ezekome, that I will blame, a professor of law that have been in Supreme Court several times, know that you're supposed to put all your arsenal for a case like this. For a case like this.
That's what I'm saying. He might disagree with them, but because that's what they Don't worry yourself. The truth will come out. Don't just blame that man.
No, Maz, wait. Maz, what I'm saying, allow me to flow, because what we are doing here, we are passing message to people. You know? It's not, we are not just talking to ourselves. Whatever we are saying here, people will listen to it, and people will go and verify it. So when I'm making a statement, allow me to finish the statement. When you're talking, I give it time. You know? For me, I am not laying the blame only on Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I am laying more blame on Ezekome, because Ezekome is a professor of law. He's a son. For Ezekome to allow Ifeanyi Ejiofor to do this, to manipulate this, that goes a long way. This is similar thing what they did at state execution. The only thing that appeal court granted that state execution was against the affidavits Ifeanyi Ejiofor swear, which Ifeanyi Ejiofor knew that is against ethics of the court of the law. And when they asked him, why did they swear with affidavits? This is a similar thing what happened yesterday. And if you can see, for the first of Chief Kanu Agabi, he did not allow Ezekome to say anything. He said that they accepted the judgment because he knew what happened. That man is a senior man. And Agabi is not a small masculate. After all, he have been Attorney General, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, he knew very well what happened. He knew that these people did not put all the arsenal, and we have the arsenal. We have the arsenal. It's on our table. Why didn't they use it? Why? Because they have problem with and they want millions of people to be in and okay, if they did not have sleep,
Mazi Smith, what you don't understand on this game is that those people are working with federal government, and that is why they want to use. Remember this guy, Ifeanyi Oba, Senator Andy Oba. Remember the tactics they used towards Wazirike. That is the system they are trying. They already on it, right? Systematically, because because of the way we apart from these people, and then now fire. So that is why, had it been that there are no people like us who are aside and now fire all these things, otherwise, they could have followed him, but unfortunately, they have not followed him because there are men who stand and say no, encounter they have not. So I agree with what you are saying. I agree with what you are saying.
Yeah.
But this is the
Maz, listen. Maz, listen. Do you know when Onyendu get an information that they did not even file the judgment of African Union? Do you know that judgment is so powerful? The judgment of African Union that Aloy Ejimakor got, it was too late to do anything. Onyendu was so mad. He left all your arsenal and just went to Supreme Court with empty-handed, and you expect that he will have the judgment, knowing full well that the Nigerian government is looking for every single opportunity to hold our leader. You don't have to give them that loom. You don't have to give them that loom. He gave them that loom, and they capitalized on it and asked our leader to go back to the federal government and start again.
Because already they have gotten these people. They have gotten these people. Had it been that Aloy Ejimakor was with them, this matter didn't have anything. They can't do nothing. So it's just like that.
Because our people was carried away. How can Supreme Court establish that the decision of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegal, it's unlawful? Invoking the bear to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also unlawful. It's not okay. Also, invasion of South. Then why didn't them give the judgment on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why? Because we are too emotional. We forget that even the same Supreme Court is looking a way to hold our leader. And when they see the way, and Supreme Court told them that since they want to establish all the illegality around Onyendu's case, they're supposed to file civil process. They're supposed to file it. And you can see, instead same civil process arranged, but also one at Enugu that China Sanwo-Olu is countering. For those that are watching us, if you want to come in to air your view, you are welcome. You can come in and air your view, and maybe in less than a few minutes now, we will wind down. But all we know is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must come out. And please, I want you guys to just tag this thing. Why didn't Stan Ezekoman and Ifeanyi Ejiofor file civil proceeding in all Mazi Nnamdi Kanu court victory. Please copy this one, only this little one, and send to Ezokome on his Twitter account. Send to his, if you have his phone number, send it to him. Send it to him. Why didn't them file this civil proceeding on the court victory of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Oh, we are crying and saying that why did Onye do have victory? I am na okay di na akpa. I didn't imagine. No okay di na akpa. Uriri di na akpa we loka. Uriri di na akpa we loka. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. The enemy within. The enemy within. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said the enemy within. Let me find it. I play. Can follow na Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wodogu. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wodogu. I need to get it and play to you guys.
All the accused, Mazi, all the accused of they find laying for is for him to bring him down. But unfortunately, he has failed. They have failed.
We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully. And they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere. From everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Okpa, Biasika, and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they'll buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. Not in you cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not if you know what the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies. And we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
Biafrans, I hope you guys listen to Mazi and Kanu. This program was 2 weeks. This program was 2 weeks before the admission of Mazi and Kanu to Nigeria. And when our leader said that a time will come, you will not rely the power you have or no the arsenal you have, but you rely the power in your brain. And this is what our leader is doing now. Where our leader is now, born or now, he only have 1 hour free in a day. Akpọpụta on another 1 hour. And everyone on us also they want to torture his brain. Or say that time will come, you will rely on your brain. The power of Vologo. The power of Vologo. Because they want to use mentalist torture. Do you know that in only in a room for 1 month, do you know it's a torture? Serious torture. When you're in a room for 1 month, you're not communicating to anyone. If you are not torture, that is why even the white people, they did not have family. They would like to go and get a dog or a cat to keep them busy. To keep them busy. And you can hear what Maznakan said. The enemy within that is not telling them to stop. But they will see the power of God, how God will disgrace them. And this is what God is doing now. This is Mazi Ezumezu, aka Mwekwensu. I don't know how to paint issues. Okum na agba agba na ntị, okum dịka thunder. I don't know how to paint issues because I'm not a broadcaster. I don't know even how to speak English. But I believe you understand what I'm saying. We are here to do the justice. To do the justice. We're here. I cannot withstand and see an innocent people being treated, being blackmailed. Today, please, I want you guys to ask San Ezekome, why didn't he and Ifeanyi Ejiofor file the civil proceeding? Why? And we have all those arsenal. Why? The same thing they did in appeal courts that make our leader to demanded in DSS dungeon. The same thing. Similar thing they did in Supreme Court. The UN judgment, San Ezekome did not even file it. African Union, very important. San Ezekome did not even file it. Umaya, High Court judgment, San Ezekome did not even file it. No? Ezekome, I told you, this court case will draw you down. And you know what is happening to you? The other time, you know what they did to you? They fined you 40 million. That if you did not retrace your step, oh, you did so bad. Last time, what happened? 40 million was smashed on you that you need to pay to federal government for bringing nonsense petition to court. 40 million was you are fined 40 million naira, and you are going down. Since it started to follow the bad way, every time God on. Maz, if you want to say something, please say something. It's time I have to wind down. It's 2 hours and 17 minutes now.
Anyway, I don't have much to talk. All I can say to Biafra, IPOB worldwide, hardcore Mazi Nnamdi loyalists, to keep eye on the ball and stand strong. Don't faint. Resilience. No compromise on this game. No compromise. No brotherhood. No family. No mother. No child. What we are fighting for, the freedom of our land, God has given to us. It will be a disgrace and disappointing to God if we didn't achieve it or accomplish that goal God has given to us now. And the time is not here. And we're going to stand with Mazi Nnamdi, no matter the obstacle, no matter the wind, no matter the distance, you know what Mazi Nnamdi said. And that is what they have applied every system, all these things. That is why Mazi Nnamdi brought this sound now. They say, okay, go back to the drawing board. From the drawing board, that's the case. And that is it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. This Solomon Chukwunedum. Okay. I want to because platform Ibia na nke awo Mazi Ezumezu Nwekwensu. Right na about the facts. Can't you go bela azu? But before then, let me complete. But to say that 1 million teeth. Let me complete this thing then.
There's an insult on the face of the struggle.
If I may say,
because in the past, it seems as if this struggle is bestowed on the head of one man, and that is why you see things is going the way it is going today. And irrespective of that, I still hold many of you at high esteem for being calm for many years now and allow the brothers of our leader to be rascaling himself from one place to another. Muslim power, dragging lawyer. When IPOB organized lawyer to represent our leader, they will go and begin to bring another lawyer from nowhere. Now, they have gotten what they wanted. And now they now come as a blame game. And look at the blame game I'm talking about. This is what the criminal posted. Call himself Kanu Takan. They have nothing. They are into blame game. This is what he posted. This is what he look at. He said, let me see if I can be able to put it here. He said, they can die now in peace because mission accomplished. While we go back to the drawing board. That drawing board, you are going back to. All of us will perish in that drawing board. You must follow the drawing board of indigenous people of Biafra. Time has come and gone. When we are now in, doing hanky-panky, say, oh, leave them, let them do their own. No. When you have a conflict of power, you don't achieve your aim. We are not Muslim power, provided IPOB is concerned. Unless you have your own different faction that is not even from IPOB, a different body, a different organization that is also championing for a restoration of Biafra. The reason why we cannot allow Autopilot and the group to rest is because they rose up from this.
$1 million TT remember, it was the same you that same as Nnamdi Kanu don't have the right to sack Ezekome or to do this. It was the same you. That same as Nnamdi Kanu don't have the right. Today, you are speaking from another side of your mouth. Today, a man that name will new son, like new son. Because in my program, when I say things, I bring an evidence can show, no? Yeah. The same you, that same as Nnamdi Kanu cannot sack his lawyer, cannot sack Ezekome. Now, Biafra, just hold on. Let me get it. I need to get it. It's very important. I need to get it. The same you. See that even they can sack our leader. He said with your mouth. Now, Biafrans, I want you to listen to this. One family. IPOB, one family. One family, IPOB. Mazi Ezumezu na-ekwe enwe ekwensu. Na mwade ekwuna ka mwade. Chonkunu gyan manante again. One we do not cause a nonsense. Kulu ni woku. No onye ndo manchu any lawyer o me employ. Get ente kulu ni woku. Well do the loan.
The family of Kanu sack Ozoko as who? No, who? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu single-handedly cannot even sack Ozoko. I'm telling you the reality. Some of you didn't know. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on his own hand cannot sack Ozoko unless Mochazim operate under his family. Come and begin to raise them. Organ function under the IPOB.
All the same man warfare that is crying now. Now sack the lawyer, and I will take go new lawyer. But here with the same man, some months ago, he's telling you that Mazi Nnamdi cannot sack Ezekome. Today is, in my program, when I say this, I bring evidence. Because even they think the man will think can they think the man. I have a very small platform, but my message will get whoever that person. And few months ago, On call all those things. Today he's crying. They won't go new son. It's also the same person that now even Mazi can be sacked. Okay, let me bring it again. I'm off here.
You're not myopic, so you don't need to respond to somebody. Nama or mama IPOB stand for.
And that is what I'm passing to you, many of you now, because I know some of you will come across this program. Any other suspension or sacking without the name of Kanu Takanu, Imrana Unubelegu. That's what this guy is doing. He's doing it purposely. What will you do after my brother be the leader? He thought that Nnamdi Kanu is above this struggle. He thought that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is above IPOB struggle. Even the Director of State can even conspire and sack him. You don't know? Struggle. Even the Director of State can even conspire and sack him. You don't know? No. Even the Director of State can even conspire and sack him. You don't know? No. You don't know what is direct. This is like a Senate house. You don't know? You can, all of the Directors of State have the power to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But because they are loyal.
This is in Pama. Some few months. Oh no, you want to pay. I moon or what I said is I bring evidence. On the go, but I go on the one I watch him kita. And warfare. Nah, kinyo nonsense. See that even they can sack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And they will follow them. All the same person now neighbor today. That name when you sign.
That is how they are deceiving their gullible blind followers. People who don't even know what IPOB stands for. And him doesn't make mistake. Because people don't even know what IPOB is all about. Or give me mistake at the end of the day, he regretted his mistake.
So now because I'm winding down now. So let's Chinasa one kita. It is time you zip your mouth. Zip your mouth. Any action that you want to take, let the action speak. Zip your mouth. That's what they say. Chinasa one kita. All you like, you compete, you like it to show yourself. After all, even this our men on ground is with the videos. That's the problem. If at all you know what you're doing,
because you want to kill them again. That is strategy. You want to kill them.
Mazi, I'm coming. Those videos you collected yesterday. If at all you know what you're doing, those videos you collected could be underground. But no, just it's all the same way you organize. It's 1 million march in Finland. The only people gather out 33 people.
No,
you know,
I want to those guys, those boys. No, want to
Mazi, I'm coming. The only thing gather out 33 people. 33 people. Because he like he now mark he's coding I don't want nothing. The same use now, our leaders family. Now local politician, but the same you just one is now local politician. The same use now this talk about family business, but the same you just one kita to your sister in finance department in Italy. After suspension about the letter also meeting. Nation community suspension. The same you but Gina Chika Paul does them say no. Chika Paul does them say that now the 6 months in one Chinasa sister of Chinasa is too much. They're supposed to give him 3 weeks is enough. But the same you guys that's not this struggle for family business. But the same you guys they put your family in this struggle. They put your friends in this struggle. But as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu konyo tinye. Chineke ya unu ni n'ọkụ. Chineke ya unu ni n'ọkụ. Mazi, say something you want to say. So
what do you want me to say? What they are doing is that they are romancing Mami Water. They are romancing their crime and their wickedness. Our partner in crime. One way, Chiwetra, one leg more connected. That's a question romance and Mami Water. They are romancing their crime and their criminality. They believe that they have arrived. But I got in this mountain from root, from taproot, from branches, from without them until they will be uprooted from their base. So they don't have anything to offer, and they don't know what IPOB stands for. And because of their personal interest, they have already been bought over. Hana get measurable, Hana Japan common flag.
Okay, on this note.
I just am sure about that.
Okay, Mazi, thank you so much for joining in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, yeah, bye-bye. Yeah. So, dear fans, I have to wind down. But to cap it up, I want you guys to ask San Ezekome and Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, why didn't they file the civil proceeding that we set our leader free, that will not give Supreme Court any room to turn around the judgment, to turn around the freedom of our leader. Jealousness, heavy. That is why when people say Agabi says okay by the Supreme Court judgment, he is a man who understands the law. He's a man who understood the law. Chief Agabi, go and listen to his statement or waste the time. He did not even give Ezekome time to say his trash. He said that it's okay with Supreme Court judgment, that they have to go back to the federal government and get the work done so fast. The play when that play there. Dear friends, we are going like this. You do mobi, but you so bad the law. As in that no Mazi Cosmos do. You are a very senior community in this movement. As Mudo the Mazi Cosmos do. And those who come and join this program, as Mudo the Lunu, Dakus, as Mudo the Lege, Mazi Solomon, as Mudo the Lego, and other people, for their name here. As Mudo the Lonyo Abona, Onya Fota Takafu Echi, and the nwoke ndụ nwanyị mbele ata na aza nwụla. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released whether they like it or not. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I think by tomorrow will be another different program. Those that cause this problem, because we need to take away anything emotion out of this struggle. Church is what church had law. Tomorrow will be I will do the program tomorrow. Church was take away that emotion. More when you're this struggle. My struggle first before my religion. My struggle is first before my ordinary name. So ask me do the work, they don't want. My man. Yeah.
Ibe
who want to sing a baby. People was I don't know when we are going out of it. And don't forget it, and now my face, I try to walk. Baby, I don't run out of here. How to come out of work? I don't know, I can't. We got a bad junior, she went to the Wudia, the one of an able to see the sinner, the second silver, with the other Benina. The other one I did sit in at one, or Yamake, Mama came by. The watch another one, I heard and said, but go past the key, Media. The Diabara also Guru, the Diana, the Pukan. We got internet in the donkey, my money, the remedy. Over the Diana, Mono, and DJ, Navamu.